Hi, happy Sunday and welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Carmen McGuinness, and on this channel we discuss relationships of all sorts, including what I call the primary relationship, which is the relationship that we have with ourselves. I am a board-certified behavior analyst, and I also have a degree in psychology, health psychology, behavioral medicine. So I come to you with that experience and those credentials, and today's topic I think you're going to love. It's called, Am I Falling in Love? And we're going to just jump right in here. So I don't know whether to congratulate you or send you a get well card if you're watching this because you saw the topic and you thought, oh no, am I falling in love? Falling in love is both amazing and terrifying at the same time. Notice that it's not called stepping or gliding or dancing or surfing into love. No, it's falling for sure. I've investigated the etymology of the phrase just for fun, and it appears that the words falling in love were first written by Edmund Spenser in his epic 1590s poem, The Faerie Queene, which was a tribute to Queen Elizabeth, the Virgin Queen. I actually thought it was Shakespeare, and I was surprised to find out that it was Spenser, although he would have probably been my second guess, but I really did think it was Shakespeare because Shakespeare coined so many lovely phrases, but apparently Will mostly referred to love speaking to the heart and being deeper than the sea. So Edmund Spenser, not Will Shakespeare, coined the term falling in love. No matter the terminology, falling in love has physical effects for sure. We're going to discuss them, and then we're going to discuss some cognitive and neurological effects and some emotional effects. So physical effects, well, you bounce between exhilaration and euphoria. You experience increased energy and sleeplessness at the same time. So where in the world is that energy coming from? You likely have lost your appetite, explaining why we often lose weight when new love strikes. You may experience bouts of trembling, racing heart, and accelerated breathing. And not when you're making love, just in general, just for no reason at all. These physical symptoms parallel the behavior of drug addicts. So that opens the question, are we addicted to our lover? But the good news is, falling in love may also lower your blood pressure. So apparently it's good for you. And how about those butterflies in your tummy? I wish the explanation was sexier, but it isn't. I looked it up. It's not real butterflies. I double-checked. I triple-checked. Indeed, it's actually increased cortisol levels. Once the limbic system is stimulated by cortisol, it pings the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve runs down here, which produces a sensation much like butterfly wings fluttering against your innards. This also causes a kind of fight or flight state. You know the feeling. Oh my gosh, he's about to kiss me, or she's about to kiss me. Do I run or shall I stay and fight it out right here on my cushy sofa? Was it Clash that asked the question, should I stay or should I go? Yes, that, my tender-hearted friend, is vagal nerve stimulation. That's what's actually happening right there. And then there's the emotional effects. These are really fun. Smiling without knowing why, or even that you're doing it, is not uncommon while falling in love. I recall the last time I fell in love. I won't say how long ago it was. It wasn't actually that long. I was walking through the grocery store and wondering why everyone was smiling at me. And then I realized, oh, it's because I'm smiling like a love-struck teenager. Got it. And I tried to stop, but I couldn't. Oxytocin can make you smile, and we do have lots of that when we are falling in love. Or it's reported in numerous studies, smiling can actually produce oxytocin. So if you're feeling sad, just smile, and that'll help. Overwhelming joy associated with love can make you feel off-center, like you're literally falling, or at least off balance. This may give way to anxiety, panic, and feelings of despair if the relationship suffers even the smallest setback, or if you perceive that it does, if the next step isn't happening when you think it should, or things aren't quite going exactly as you fantasize that they would. And Lord knows your judgment is messy right now, right? So try to keep that imagining and fantasizing and naysaying stuff to a minimum if you can, and just keep your mind and heart open. Indeed, this is where many new love affairs die on the vine. It's very important to hold loosely this new love of yours, lest you squeeze the air and the love right out of it. Simply holding space for things to happen is the best possible course of action right now. And of course, there are cognitive and neurological changes that happen as well. In a psychological study of the effects of falling in love, Steinbergen et al., a 2014 report, said, falling in love is an experience that involves very intense cognitive changes, including focused attention on the special other. These researchers suggest that reduced self-control in the early stages of love might have bonding effects, such as expanding the self-concept to allow incorporating the other, the beloved other, into one's own cognitive system. That might explain a lot. In other words, growing larger so that you might have room for your beloved in your mental space. A kind of preparation for boundary lowering? Is it nature's grand trick, perhaps, to get us to lower our boundaries? Another researcher, Donatello Mazzotti of the University of Pisa in Italy, discusses what she calls the 3 E's of falling in love. These are euphoric, endangered, and exhausted. Yes, I think that really does sum it up very well. Leave it to the Italians to figure out love. Mazzotti says it's more than 2 hearts igniting when people fall in love. Their hormones ignite as well. The neurotransmitters adrenaline and phenylmethylene, also present in chocolate, by the way, increase when 2 people are attracted to each other and put them in emotional overdrive. Chocolate does that to me all by itself. Additionally, the relaxation feel-good hormone, serotonin, actually drops when we're falling in love, and sometimes to the levels of obsessive-compulsive disorder. Being OCD about your lover causes you to obsess about him or her and constantly reflect back on the romantic times spent together and fantasize about your next meeting. Another of nature's little tricks, no doubt. And this next one is really fun. Increased testosterone levels in women, that's right, increased in women, during the early stages of romantic love make them more sexual and aggressive, while decreased testosterone levels in men make them more emotional and receptive. Wow. Yes, nature is very tricky indeed. So a little role reversal there. New love also produces a spike in central neuroepinephrine, a chemical associated with increased memory in the presence of new stimuli, making it easy to remember your lover's eyes and touch and every single detail of that first kiss. Wow. With all this feel-good stuff going on, it's no wonder new lovers focus on the positive aspects of one another, often completely ignoring the negative. Practitioners of behavioral science, like myself, understand well that when a punisher is paired with a reinforcer, it has the effect of reducing the punishing effects. In child rearing, we call this the Premack principle. First a wee bite of healthy broccoli, and then a great big bite of yummy mashed potatoes with gravy. And the broccoli gets bigger, and the mashed potatoes get smaller, and before too long, you don't even notice the broccoli. You like it, in fact. How did that happen? Not to diss broccoli. I mean, I happen to love the stuff, but many children need to acquire a taste for it. Their taste buds are just stronger at that age. In falling in love terms, to get back to our topic, you may not even notice that your lover is 10 pounds over your personal preference for weight, for instance, when that is paired with beautiful eyes and a sweet, welcoming kiss. And maybe the box of chocolates he brought you too. So there you have it. Falling in love is grand and terrifying all in one fell swoop. And indeed, it does feel like falling in a swoop. In closing, and I don't want to end on a negative point, but I do just want to point out a few connections mentioned here today and help explain why relationships are difficult to maintain. I mean, we all know, unless this is the first time for you, and you missed everything else that you might have noticed in your life, like all the older people, you're not going to maintain this euphoric high. It's just not going to happen. We talked about expanding ourselves to make room for another in our worldview. We talked about focusing on the good, ignoring the less wonderful aspects of your beloved. We talked about men being more sensitive, less testosterone, and women being more sexual and aggressive, more testosterone. We talked about smiling a lot, and we talked about being a little OCD, or at least very focused on the beloved. All of these things are going to fade. When they do, if love is real, if this is the person that you found that you want to spend the rest of your life with, share your life with, it's your job to keep it alive, both of you, your job together. And I'm thinking we're going to do another segment on that in the not too distant future. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful and amazing Sunday and rest of the week. And I will see you on Wednesday for my midweek sneak as to next week's topic. And be happy, be safe, and above all else, be in love, or just smile a lot. See you soon.